There is no other telescope in the universe that will provide a clearer view of the universe in visible light than the James Webb Space Telescope. In spite of the fact that it has been expected that the world's premier space observatory will not deliver its first science images until this summer, recent test images taken by the telescope during its final commissioning phase have already given a glimpse of its future. Thus, if there is indeed life out there, scientists hope that this new tool will be able to provide some solid evidence that it is out there, and if it is, it may be able to locate it. You are watching your YouTube channel Luxury, Luxurious, and Lifestyle. In today's video, we are going to discuss all the latest updates regarding the James Webb Telescope. The James Webb Telescope is the largest and most powerful space telescope ever launched, so we can expect to learn things deep in our universe that we previously haven't accessed. The James Webb Telescope is going to open doors to a new scientific and research era. I recommend that you stick right to the video and don't miss anything. Also, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future videos that we upload. It has been the primary focus of the James Webb Space Telescope since it was launched on December 25, 2021, to deploy and align its complex equipment. In the meantime, the $10 billion observatory has had a successful start to its commissioning process after the mirror alignment has been completed at the end of April. In this experiment, the observatory was shown to be able to take clear images of distant stars with its camera. Since we now know when NASA's next generation observatory will release its first real images, we can make an educated guess as to when the first images will be released. In a statement released by the NASA agency Wednesday, June 1st, the agency announced that it will publish the first operational images taken by the $10 billion James Webb Space Telescope on July 12th. The telescope has already been in orbit for half a year and is currently undergoing commissioning. Webb officials are still working to maintain secrecy around those first imaging targets, despite the fact that they are still working to maintain the secrecy surrounding those first images. Yet the agency stressed that it took 5 years of collaboration amongst the participating space agencies for those first images to be developed. According to the statement, the Webb project scientist at the Space Telescope Science Institute, Klaus Bontoppidin, stated that our goal with Webb's first images and data is both to demonstrate its powerful instruments as well as to preview the science mission that is to come. As astronomers and the general public have long been anticipating, it is certain that they will deliver what many have been waiting for: a long-awaited wow. Despite the fact that the Webb team has already shared some images, those images are all interim alignment images taken to evaluate the observatory's capabilities. Those images were shared by the Webb team in order to evaluate the observatory's capabilities. In order to get the images scheduled to be taken on July 12th, each instrument will need to be calibrated, tested, and approved by its science and engineering team prior to the images being taken. It is difficult to predict exactly how the new images will appear, according to NASA, despite the fact that Webb has been carefully aligned for the past few months since it was launched on December 25, 2021. A hexagonal mirror of 18 segments operates in deep space and gathers sharp images that are expected to reveal the first galaxies of the universe. Webb operates in deep space and will be able to collect sharp images in the near future. As a result of these characteristics, the high-resolution infrared view of the universe that it will offer will be a unique feature. In NASA's official statement, they claim that the newly released images will be able to be viewed in full color and will be used to demonstrate the capabilities of the Webb telescope. Aside from the images, spectroscopic data will also be included with the project. As a result of these spectroscopic data, astronomers can infer the elemental composition of the object as well as other information based on the spectrum of light that the object emits. We will release the first image package of materials that will discuss the early universe, the evolution of galaxies through time, the life cycle of stars, as well as other worlds in the near future. As the inspiration behind the mission, these scientific themes will remain the main focus of the mission in the future. As part of the commissioning process of Webb, which includes aligning the telescope and preparing its instruments, all of the data gathered will also be made available to the public as well. While we are waiting for the big reveal, there is already some idea about what Webb will be concentrating on during its first operational year, which is referred to as Cycle 1. as a result of a competition held within the scientific community in order to decide which of the planned investigations should be given the highest priority. The agency has already published the list of planned investigations. The observatory will repeat this process on an annual basis for the duration of its existence. Earlier this year, the NASA Webb program scientist, Eric Smith, was quoted as saying in a statement that, "As we near the end of preparing the observatory for science, we stand on the brink of an incredible period of exploration into the universe. These pictures will be the realization of decades worth of hard work, talent, and dreams, but they will also represent the beginning of something new." Earlier this month, NASA's Next Generation Observatory that is undergoing the commissioning process is reported to have successfully observed a moving asteroid. This accomplishment comes as the telescope is inching closer and closer to the end of its 6-month commissioning process. James Webb Space Telescope has proved that it is capable of monitoring objects in the solar system, as well as distant galaxies, stars, and other distant objects that it is expected to observe over the course of its potentially 20-year lifespan. Having been able to successfully track a nearby object, this demonstrates that it is capable of monitoring solar system objects. NASA announced in a blog post dated May 19th that as part of the commissioning process, we will test other objects moving at varying speeds to verify that we can study objects with Webb that move around the solar system at varying speeds. The fact that Webb is able to observe nearby targets allows it to observe a wide range of phenomena. Examples of these include the potential habitability of moons that might orbit the gas giant planets of our solar system, or the presence of icy objects in the Kuiper Belt, because Webb is able to observe nearby targets. In their recent statement, NASA has stated that Webb faces a few additional challenges when trying to track a moving object. One of them is the need to switch between an inclination that is slightly colder than normal and one that is slightly hotter than normal, which could mess up the alignment of mirrors and instruments. Despite this, Hamill believes that the knowledge we will be able to gain from the telescope as it explores our solar system's outer reaches will make it worth it. It is especially true for planets like Uranus and Neptune, where there has only been one spacecraft to visit those extremely far-away worlds thus far. By observing them through infrared light, which is light that is invisible to the human eye, Webb will be able to peer inside the atmospheres of exoplanets and observe some of the first galaxies created after the universe was created. After the massive golden mirror segments of the telescope had been aligned successfully, the test images were captured by the telescope. In the test photographs taken by the observatory, it is clear that the 4 instruments used to create the images are capable of taking sharp, clear, and detailed pictures. The goal of the NASA team working on Uranus is to be able to draw a clear connection between the chemistry and movement of the upper atmosphere, which can be studied with Webb, and the deeper atmosphere, which has been studied for many years with other tools. There are also other planned scientific targets for the solar system, including the Saturn rings, the atmosphere of Titan, observations of several icy objects in the Kuiper Belt, as well as sporadic, suspected plumes coming from the icy moon Europa captured by the Hubble Space Telescope. According to Hamill, as all of these scientific targets are located in the solar system, the Webb telescope will need to further study them in order to gain a deeper understanding of them. A comparison study of the 2 images of the Large Magellanic Cloud, a galaxy located near the Milky Way that is very close to it, revealed that Webb's image revealed details of the interstellar gas that exists between the stars in a way that had never been seen before, and it was the first time it had ever been seen. As the team working on the telescope on the ground evaluates the performance of the instruments that will make up the Webb telescope to make sure it is able to collect data well, the final checks and calibrations are being performed on the instruments that will make up the telescope. In general, every single instrument has about 4 or 5 different science modes, each of which has its own set of requirements that must be fulfilled. As one of Webb's special modes, moving target tracking is extremely useful for researchers who wish to study the orbits of objects in the icy reaches of our solar system. One of the special features of Webb is the ability to track moving targets. As a result, Webb offers moving target tracking as one of its special features. Several of the science instruments will be turned loose on the universe by the end of this phase, according to McElwain, when the project is complete. To conclude the entire discussion, the James Webb Telescope is the largest and most powerful space telescope ever launched. The The Webb telescope's sharp views of the universe will change astronomy forever. In the event that there is life on our planet, somewhere else in the universe, then this new tool will provide solid evidence that such life exists. But what do you think of it? And what are your thoughts on the possibility of finding life beyond planet Earth in the near future? Is it likely or unlikely that we will find life outside of the Earth in the near future? Tell us about your views in the comment section. And if you enjoy the video, give us a thumbs up by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as it would encourage us to publish more amazing stuff like this for you. Well, thank you for watching the video. See you in the next one.